Hey, it's me, it's Allison, I'm back, and today we are repainting this crusty, dusty, musty old Sesame Street playset. Our friend who volunteers at the thrift shop donated this to my husband who collects Sesame Street toys, and he requested we give it a makeover, so that's what we're gonna do. As you can see, it's been very much loved and played with, but at this point, most of the decals are trash and the whole thing is just filthy. So I started by taking some alcohol and getting as much of that crap off as I could. Just getting into all those crevices and scrubbing off what was left of the stickers. This was so much fun to do. I wish I could peel all of the skin off my body like this, but I've been told by our lawyers that that's not actually a good idea, so don't do that. I really regret scraping off Oscar here. His decal probably would have been fine, but it is what it is, and no, I was not able to replace this one, so rest in peace, little trash man. Anyway, once the majority of the dirt was out of there, Wayne was kind enough to throw a coat of black spray paint primer onto the model. Thank you, Wayne. We definitely ruined the interior of the playset with overspray, but whatever. It's the outside that counts, and wait for it. Alright, so there she is. Beautiful, astounding. After that, I made Wayne do all of the airbrushing for me because there was a 100% chance I would have f***ed up his airbrushing equipment and done a terrible job. Look at him go! Good job, Wayne! Also, if there's anything I want you to take away from this video, it's the knowledge that Tamiya paints are insurmountably superior to all other paints. Hands down, the best. That's all. Look at that coverage, baby! Damn. I used to pray to God to make me perfect like Tamiya Paints, but he never answered, and that's probably why nobody likes me. But hey, what can you do? Anyway, once I was done making Wayne do all the heavy lifting, I started to go in with some inferior acrylics from AK Interactive and start putting in all those little details. I'm kidding, AK makes really good paint and they have like a million billion colors to choose from, but I just went with the 3 most boring earth tones that I could find. I wanted this to have more of a gritty, realistic feel, so I kept my color palette pretty toned down. Now, this right here, this is the part of the hobby that I hate the most. I had to keep repainting all of these details because I either got out of the lines or I just didn't, do a good job, or I didn't like my color choices, but we got there, eventually. Here I am painting the sidewalk, a very, very exciting shade of gray, and finally, it's time to start adding the weathering effects. I use the AK shaders here, just getting them down in those cracks and wiping 90% of it off with a paper towel. You know how you do. The best part of working on this project was having a chance to use these pigments, again from AK Interactive. AK, come on my dude, sponsor me already, Christ. Anyway, whatever, it turned out really, really good. I'm especially pleased with how the sidewalk chalk turned out. That white pigment was from a different brand, but you get the idea. Pigments, buy them, use them, mash them into your cracks, and buff everything out with a dirty wad of paper towels. Hell yeah. Did I say my favorite part of this project was the pigments? I lied to you. It was definitely having a chance to use these metallic wax pigments from, you guessed it, AK Interactive. We did a review on these a while back, and they still go hard as f***, y'all. Literally, I'm never touching metallic paint again, and my only complaint is that they don't have more colors to choose from. After that, it was time to go in and recreate those decals we'd scraped off. I was able to find a couple of reference pictures, and it was super helpful to be able to set my canvas size in Procreate to the exact dimensions of the original sticker. These aren't exactly the same as the originals, but they were close enough, and honestly, every reference picture I could find was different, so I just took a few creative liberties here and there, and we got there. Eventually, I got tired of trying to measure everything because math is really hard, you guys. So for the last one, I just took a photo of the model itself and drew over it, which worked surprisingly well. Should have done that from the start. I arranged all of the finished graphics in good old Canva and printed them out on some nice, thick cardstock because you know I'm too cheap to go out and buy sticker paper. Here I am cutting them out with elementary school scissors, don't come for me, and then I used tacky glue to stick those little dudes on. I don't think I could have done this project without those rubber tip brushes, you guys. Literally, they made almost every step of this project a million times easier, and I'm sure we'll continue to find more uses for them. Very nice. Finally, I decided it was time to brighten up a few areas that had gotten just a little bit too dark and dusty, since the vibe was starting to feel more like Skid Row than Sesame Street. This street lamp is from a different place set entirely, but I mixed up some Tamiya paint and gave it a little bit of a facelift. Seriously, Tamiya, how do you do it? How's your paint so good? Anyway, here it is. Yay! It's Sesame Street! My husband had some little Muppet characters that he'd ordered off Etsy or eBay or wherever, and they're about the right size, give or take, and I think they really bring some life to the finished playset. Could this have looked better? Sure, but I did the best I could, and that's just gonna have to be enough for you people because I am so done! I didn't realize how big of a project this was going to be, and honestly, it took almost a year to finish because we just kept putting it aside to do other things, but now that it's done, we can look at it and enjoy it, and it probably won't ever be loved or played with by a child again, and I think that's the best part. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to roast my crappy painting in the comments. Go ahead, obliterate me. I'd love that. Okay, bye!